Chanting of shlokas is an integral part of yoga practice. Before you start your asana practice, you usually chant the Patanjali Shloka. And then, before we start the Surya Namaskara, we chant the Surya Namaskara Shloka and the 13 mantras. And then we have the Shanti mantra, the closing prayer that we chant at the end of the practice. And then we have the Pranayama Shloka, which we chant in the very beginning or before we start the Pranayama practice. So today I'm going to be helping you by guiding you through this chanting process. I'll chant the shloka, I'll split it into small words so that you're able to pronounce the words and actually hear them and then chant it for yourself. And then by practice, you'll be able to chant the entire shloka in one single go. I'm Harsha Nagaraj. Welcome back. So first will be the Patanjali Shloka. I'll first teach you how, or first just listen to how the Patanjali Shloka sounds like, and then I'll split it into small words so that you can repeat the chanting after me. This is how the Patanjali Shloka goes, and this is how you chant the Patanjali Shloka, which is usually chanted before the start of asana practice or before the yoga practice or before the study of even the Yoga Sutras. This is how Patanjali Shloka goes. Om Yogena Chittasya Padena Vacham Malam Sharirasya Cha Vaidyakenam Yopakarottam Pravaram Muninam Patanjalim Pranja Liranatosmi Abahu Purushakaram Shankachakrasi Dharinam Sahasrashira Samshvetam Pranamami Patanjalim. So this is the Patanjali Shloka. So here we are offering our pranams, offering our gratitude to sage Patanjali, who is the one who gave us the knowledge of yoga. So Patanjali wrote on three major subjects: yoga, Ayurveda, and grammar. Yoga for our health and well-being, grammar for purity and clarity of speech, and Ayurveda for our health. So Patanjali wrote and shared the knowledge on three different subjects. So we are thanking him by this shloka and offering a gratitude towards whatever he wished to share with us. And then we are describing the physical form of Patanjali. So Patanjali, upper body is in the form of a human, lower body is in the form of a coiled snake. He has a shankha in one hand, chakra in other hand, a conch in one hand, and the disc is in another hand. And we are mentally visualizing the physical appearance of the sage so that we can resonate to who he is. So this is the entire meaning of the shloka. Now I will split the shloka in small words so that you can repeat and pronounce these words which will give you a lot of clarity as to how you can chant the shloka. Let's start with the first line. Om. Each time I give a pause after I pronounce a word, you can repeat it. Yogena Chittasya Padena Vacham Malam Sharirasya Cha Sharirasya Cha Vaidya Kenam Vaidyakenam Yopa Yopa योपाकरोत्तं योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां प्रवरं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि आबाहु पुरुषाकारं शङ्ख चक्रासि धारिणां धारिणां सहस्रशिर 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 संश्वेतं संश्वेतं प्रणमामि Patanjalim. So this is the entire shloka. You can go through this, and then repeat this for a couple of rounds, and then you'll be able to chant like how I'm going to chant now. This is how you chant the Patanjali shloka. Om Yogena Chittasya Padena Vacham Malam Sharirasya Cha Vaidyakenam Yopakarottam Pravaram Muninam Patanjalim Pranjaliranatosmi Abahu Purushakaram Shankachakrasi Dharinam Sahasrashirasam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim. So in order to chant like this, if you haven't been used to chanting of the Sanskrit shlokas, it's going to take some time. So that is why I have split the shloka into small, I've split up the words so that you can learn how to pronounce each and every word. Once you get to know how to chant each and every word individually, then you'll be able to join the words and form it in a sentence, and ultimately, chant all the 4 lines of the shloka in one single go, so that you're offering your gratitude towards the person who is responsible for this knowledge of yoga. So this is the first shloka that you have to learn, Patanjali shloka. You can go back, chant it again, go slow. You can reduce the speed of the video also, and then learn how to pronounce, listen to the pronunciation correctly, and then try to remember and recall it. Probably you'll have to chant this maybe for some 50 or 100 times before you get the proper pronunciation of each and every single word. And if you have any doubt, please feel free to ask me. Now we'll go on to the second one. Before we start the practice of sun salutation, what we call as Surya Namaskara, we usually chant the Surya Namaskara shloka, and 13 rounds of Surya Namaskara is what is most commonly practiced. There are 108 different names of Surya, the Lord Sun also, which I'll share with you, subsequently. But today I'll be teaching you how to chant the Surya Namaskara shloka and the 13 different mantras. And this is how the Surya Namaskara mantra goes. Om Hiranmayena Patrenam Satyasyapi Hitam Mukam Tattvam Pushanna Pavruno Satya Dharmaya Drishtayet. This is the Surya Namaskara Shloka. Now I'll break up the entire shloka into small portions so that you are able to repeat after me. Once I chant the word, you can take that time to chant it and then actually hear it for yourself and see how the vibration resonates within you. Surya Namaskara Shloka. Om Hiranmayena Hiranmayena Patrenam Patrenam Satyasya Satyasya Pihitam Pihitam Mukham Mukham Tattvam Tattvam Pushanna Pushanna Pavruno Pavruno Satya Satya Dharmaya Dharmaya Drishtayet Drishtayet Drushtayet Drishtayet. Let's go once again with this. Om Hiranmayena Om Hiranmayena Patrenam Satyasya Pihitam Mukham Tattvam Pushanna Pavruno Satya Dharmaya Drishtayet Satya Dharmaya Drishtayet. Drishtayet means to see. So this is the Surya Namaskara Shloka. Hiranmayena Patrena Satyasyapi Hitam Mukham Tattvam Pushanna Pavruno Satya Dharmaya Drishtayet. So we are offering our salutations to the Sun Lord, asking for his permission to remove the veil of ignorance that is covering us from seeing the reality of who he is and who we are. Because let's accept, light is knowledge, darkness isn't. So we are asking the sun to shower his blessings on us so that the light of knowledge brightens what is inside us. This is the very deep meaning that is there with respect to Surya Namaskara Shloka. Hiranmayena Patrena Satyasyapi Hitam Mukham Tattvam Pushanna Pavruno Satya Dharmaya Drishtayet. This is the shloka. And usually we have 13 mantras that we chant for each round of Surya Namaskara we do. So today I'm going to help you pronounce, learn the chantings, the 13 different mantras. Usually each mantra is started with the Om and then ends with Namaha. So this is how the 13 mantras go. The first one, Om Mitraya Namaha. This is the first one. Om Mitraya Namaha. Let's do this one last time. Om Mitraya Namaha. Second mantra. Om Rabaye Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Let's do this one last time. The second mantra. Om Ravaye Namaha. Now the third mantra. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. One last down. Om Suryaya Namaha. Okay, now the fourth mantra. Om Bhanave Namaha. Om Bhanave Namaha. One last time. Om Bhanave Namaha. Okay, now the fifth. Om Khagaya Namaha. Khagaya. 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 Om Khagaya Namaha. One last time. Om Khagaya Namaha. Now the sixth one. Om Hiranya Garbhaya Namaha. Now the sixth mantra. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Pushne. Pushne. Let's do this one last time. Om Pushne Namaha. Now the seventh. Om Hiranya Garbhaya Namaha. Let's split this. It's a bit long. Om Hiranya Garbhaya Namaha. Repeat after me. Om Hiranya Garbhaya Namaha. Let's do this one last time. We'll try to chant this together. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Now the next one. Om Marichaye Namaha. Ma-ri-cha-ye. Let's do this once again. Om Mari. Repeat it. Mari cha ye. Om Marichaye Namaha. Once again. Om Marichaye Namaha. Let's do this one last time. Om Marichaye Namaha. Now the next one. Om Adityaya Namaha. Adityaya. Adityaya. Om Adityaya Namaha. Okay? Om Adityaya Namaha. Once again. Om Adityaya Namaha. Now the next one. Om Savitre Namaha. Savitre. Savitre. Om Savitre Namaha. Let's do this one last time. Om Savitre Namaha. Next one. Om Arkaya Namaha. Arkaya. Arkaya. Om Arkaya Namaha. Remember, Arkaya. Arkaya. Let's do this. Om Arkaya Namaha. One last time. Om Arkaya Namaha. Now the 12th one. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. Bhaskaraya. Bhaskaraya. Okay? Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. One last time. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. Now the 13th mantra, it's a bit long, so I'll first chant it for you, just listen to it, then we'll break it up into small words and then try to join it together and then chant it in one single go. The 13th Surya Namaskara mantra is Om Shri Savitra Surya Narayanaya Namaha. So it is Om Shri Savitra Surya Narayanaya Namaha. Let's break this up. Om Shri Savitra Surya Narayanaya Namaha. Let's do this once again. Om Shri Savitra Surya Narayanaya Namaha. Let's do this one last round. The 13th mantra. Om Shri Savitra Surya Narayanaya Namaha. So you split it up now and then chanted it. But when you chant this, you have to chant it together. And how you do that? This is how you do that. Om Shri Savitra Surya Narayanaya Namaha. It'll take some time for you to get used to it, join the words, and then chant it in one go. But you have to get started anyway at some point of time or another. So you can start by splitting the word into small portions and then get the pronunciation right. And then you can join all the words and then chant it together. So this is the Surya Namaskara Shloka and the 13 different mantras. So let me just chant it for you in one single go. Just try to close your eyes and try to listen to the Surya Namaskara Shloka and the mantra and try to resonate to the vibrations of the chanting. This is how the Surya Namaskara Shloka and the mantra goes. Om Hiranmayena Patrenam Satyasyapi Hitam Mukham Tattvam Pushanna Pavruno Satyadharmaya Drishtayet. This is the shloka, all 13 mantras. Om Mitraya Namaha, Om Ravaye Namaha, Om Suryaya Namaha, Om Bhanave Namaha, Om Khagaya Namaha, Om Pushne Namaha, Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha, Om Marichaye Namaha, Om Adityaya Namaha, Om Savitre Namaha, Om Arkaya Namaha, Om Bhaskaraya Namaha, Om Shri Savitra Surya Narayanaya Namaha. So these are the 13 different mantras of the sun and the Surya Namaskara Shloka. Usually we chant the shloka in the very beginning, and followed by that, each round when we do the Surya Namaskara, we chant one mantra, and we usually do 13 rounds every single day. There are 108 different names of Surya also, which you'll be learning in the subsequent videos. Now, you saw how to chant the Patanjali Shloka and the Surya Namaskara Shloka. The third one is the Pranayama Shloka, which we usually chant in the very beginning of the practice of pranayama. The Pranayama Shloka is the last shloka in one of the chapters. Okay, where does this Pranayama Shloka come from? It comes from one of the Upanishads called as Prashna Upanishad. What it is and what is the study of the Upanishad is all about is way beyond the topic of discussion that we are doing right now. You just have to keep this in mind. The Pranayama Shloka comes from the Prashna Upanishad, which is one of the 10 major Upanishads for any individual who wants to understand the reality of who or what she or he is. We'll discuss about this later. But how do we chant the Pranayama Shloka? This is how the Pranayama Shloka goes. Om Pranasyedam Vashet Sarvam Tridiveyat Pratishtitam Mateva Putran Rakshasva Shreshcha Pragnanscha Videina Iti. So what is the meaning of this? We are becoming aware of the fact that Pranasyedam, the word prana, or what we call as prana, the vital energy, is around us all the time. The whole world is made of prana. It is there here on the earth that we live, in the sky, and in between, all the three different worlds. How a mother protects a child, the kind of care, love, and protection a child experiences in presence of the mother. The same way, the same approach, we are asking the vital energy, the prana that is there around us to protect us. How? To protect us like how a mother protects a child. A child will never have any kind of fear in presence of her or his mother. It's as simple as that. The same way we are asking prana to protect us like how the mother protects a child. It's a very simple meaning, but has a very, very, a deep insight to learn from, to gain from it. Let's go over the chanting of the the Pranayama Shloka, how it is done. Let's split up the shloka into small words. Om Pranasyedam. If you can't pronounce the word Pranasyedam also, let's split it up. Om Pranas Edam. We'll do this once again. Om प्राणस एदम वशेत 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 सर्वं सर्वं त्रिदिवेयत 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 प्रतिष्ठितं प्रतिष्ठितं. Let's do this once again. प्रतिष्ठितं प्रतिष्ठितं मातेव 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 पुत्रान् पुत्रान् रक्षस्व 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 श्रेष्ठ 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 प्रज्ञांश्च प्रज्ञांश्च प्रज्ञांश्च. Let's do this once again. Prajna jna jnanscha shrestha prajnanscha shrestha prajnanscha vide vide ina iti, or in one word, videhina iti. So this is the entire Pranayama Shloka. Once you learn how to pronounce and how to get the pronunciation right by splitting up, you'll probably have to do this for a couple of more rounds, and then you'll be able to chant the entire shloka in one single go. Pranasyedam vashet sarvam tridiveya pratishtitam mateva putran rakshasva shrestha prajnanste videyena iti. So this is the entire Pranayama Shloka that we chant before the start of the Pranayama practice. So Patanjali Shloka, Surya Namaskara Shloka, and the 13 mantras, Pranayama Shloka. And then we usually end our practice with the Shanti mantra, the closing prayer, which is this is how it sounds. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santu niramayah sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. So here we are saying, let everyone be healthy, let everyone be free of all kinds of diseases, let the universal peace surround each and every individual and let them be at peace. This is the meaning of the closing prayer, what we call as Shanti mantra, which is usually chanted at the end of the practice. So let us now learn how to chant the Shanti mantra, the closing prayer. You can repeat after me. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santu निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःख भाग् भवेत्. So let's break this down even more. Om Sarve. Repeat twice. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukinaha Sarve Santu Niramaya. 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 Sarve Bhadrani. 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 Pashyantu. 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 Once again. Pashyantu. Pashyantu. Sarve Bhadrani. Pashyantu Ma Kaschit. Ma Kaschit. So you have to prolong the ma. Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Bhag Bhavet. Bhag Bhavet. Let's do this last line once again. Ma Kaschit. Ma Kaschit. Ma Kaschit Dukkha. Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. So this is the Shanti mantra, the closing prayer that we usually chant in the end of the practice. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Paschattu, Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhargave. So this is the closing prayer that we usually chant at the end of the practice. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Paschantu, Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhargave. Let everyone be peace, let everyone be free of all kinds of desires, let everyone reach the universal peace that each and every individual seeks. This is the meaning of the Shanti Mantra Shloka, which is usually chanted at the end of the yoga practice. So these are the main shlokas that you have to remember. Patanjali Shloka, Surya Namaskara Shloka and the 13 different mantras, Pranayama Shloka and the Shanti Mantra, the closing prayer that we usually do at the end of the practice. These four are very, very important, and for any individual who starts the journey on the path of yoga, these four shlokas are mandatory. These are the four basic ones that you have to learn. Not because it's a rule, that's just for you to show your gratitude to the sun, to the person who's responsible for whatever you're learning, that is yoga, and to the vital energy that is there all around you to, feel the expansion within, which is the Pranayama Shloka. And you end the prayer on a positive note saying, thanks to everyone who made, and you say thanks to everyone because of whom you were able to practice whatever you were able to practice and devote the time whichever you were able to devote for the practice, and say, okay, let this universal knowledge of happiness reach everyone, and then you end the practice on this universal note. So these are the 4 different shlokas that you have to remember. Repeat it, chant it, and go through it, memorize it, and then make sure you never forget this.